GHS. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but if they ever did a second season, I would love to be involved because that was super cool, especially for something that came out of a YouTube channel. The production value of that was awesome. So VGHS, Freddie Wong did a really, really cool job. And hopefully they do a season 2. That would be awesome. Would you ever star in CSI again? What crime would you be involved in? I would love to do CSI again. That was really, really fun. I guess my crime in that was extortion. And then I ended up getting my face caved in with a baseball bat. But I think if I was to commit another crime, I don't know what it would be. Maybe like some kind of massive, like I'm like a child financial genius who's like a hacker and he commits corporate fraud and like defrauds this company and does like Robin Hood stuff and gives it away to like people who need it. And then technically it's still a crime, but then like people come to defend him because he's doing good against like the evil corporations and stuff. I don't know. That might be completely stupid, but I think it would be pretty fun. Do you like Falcons better than the Seahawks? I mean, I'm kind of indifferent to either team. It was pretty entertaining to watch the Falcons pull it out right there at the end, but I don't really have an affiliation with either team. Dang, it's already been an hour. That's crazy. That went by super fast. Okay. Guess we'll sort of start to wind it down in the next few minutes. But you guys still have super awesome questions. Why BruinDude92? Good question. A lot of my followers, I don't know how many followers I had when I changed my username, but originally on Twitter, my username was BruinDude92. And that came from the UCLA Bruins, which is my favorite college football team. The Bruins, which is a little baby bear. And so when I was first getting into like IM and stuff like that, that was the basis of the username that I had. So I just carried that over because when I first made my Twitter, I had no intention of actually tweeting on it. I just did it so that I could follow people and I really didn't want to actually put any content out there. But at the Teen Choice Awards one year, there was a bit that they got the iCarly cast in where we were talking about our Twitter usernames. And since I had a Twitter, I had to say what it was. And then from there, I started getting a ton of followers, and then I realized that I had to start tweeting. But then it came to the point where it was kind of hard to find me for people who didn't happen to know that that was my username. So I figured I'd just make it easier and change it to my name. But I've tried to change it on Ustream, and for some reason I haven't been able to. So I'm just going to keep it as BruinDude92 as kind of a throwback. Have you ever had braces? I have. I've actually had them 2 different times. I got them when I was really young because when I was, I think, 5 and 6 years old, I started getting really bad gap teeth because when I was, I think, 3, I had a pretty bad accident where I was going down this metal slide and I fell and I hit my mouth on the slide and I knocked my teeth out and I messed my teeth up in the front. And so when they grew back in, there was a really big space in between them. So when I was really young, like in 1st or 2nd grade, I had to have braces to get everything back to normal. And then when I was in 5th grade, I had to get them over all my teeth to do it and get my whole mouth in shape just like everybody else who had braces had to. So I had it 2 different times. The first time hurt a lot more. 1, because I was so little, and 2, because there was such a huge gap there. I'm sure it's going to end up one of these days. There's going to be like a kindergarten picture of me that ends up on the internet, and you guys will be able to see just how bad it was. Oh no, screensaver. What does Bruin Dude mean? I just said that. UCLA Bruins, and I'm a dude. So, the 2 of those together. What's your favorite color? I'm a green guy. Nothing against other colors, but I have always been a fan of the green. Have you ever actually seen a beav coon? I have, actually, believe it or not. It does exist, except it was in our prop room, and it was just some animal parts pieced together. So it exists in the iCarly prop room somewhere, and I don't know what happened to it. Maybe Dan has it. That's also very possible. But if I ever get my hands on it, I might try to keep it, and I'll put it on my wall. Shout out to Alyssa. Hi. And to Junior. You think you'd ever be interested in writing? You know, a lot of people are. I personally don't think that's something that I will ever necessarily do. It's something that I don't really think I have as much of an interest in or a talent for. So, if I stay in front of the camera, that's great. And if not, I would probably do something more on the production side, either as a producer or a director or something along those lines. Have you ever visited Mississippi? Yeah, actually, my mom's whole side of the family is from Mississippi. So anytime I get the chance to go back and visit that side of the family, I love being able to do that. You can't see me? Okay, maybe it's maybe the Wi-Fi is finally starting to take a dive. I'm honestly amazed that it's lasted this long, because for the past few days it's been so bad where I am. You ever read a fan fiction about you? I actually did once when I was probably 15. I don't know where I found it, but apparently fan fiction can get a little bit weird, and I stumbled onto one of those and never really had any desire to read one of those again. So I'm sure there's great fan fictions out there, but I am personally not a reader of them. It's 10 in Brazil now? Well, I didn't realize you guys were that far ahead of me. I apologize for any time that I've ever had any kind of Q&A or Ustream after like 11 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast, because I had no idea that it's so late for everybody everywhere else. Shout out to Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. I wish I could have spent a little bit more time in the actual city of Detroit. We were kind of out in the suburbs, but it was really cool from what I was able to do. I went to a Tigers game while I was there, so I did get to see a little bit of the city. It's 4 a.m. in Moscow. Go to sleep. My goodness, I don't know how you're still awake. You're crazy. Oh, bummer. Alright. More people are saying it's freezing. Okay. Well, I guess maybe this is a good time to probably wind down. Alright, let's do 5 more questions. How about that? Besides shoutouts. I'll do some more shoutouts too. Shout out to Trisha. Hi. And to Alaska. And Luma. So now that I hope you're recording now. Hi, Luma. Do you watch hockey? Yes, I do. I've only seen it in person 1 or 2 times in my entire life. And each time I go, I'm shocked at how awesome of a sport it is, especially to watch live. And I don't know why I never got into it before. But I don't know. It's my fault for not paying a little bit more attention to it, but it is an awesome sport, especially to watch. Hi, Michelle. Have you ever been hurt on the set of iCarly? Thankfully, no. I mean, I've had my share of little cuts and bruises and headaches, but I've never been seriously injured, because all of the really hard and dangerous stuff we've ever had to do, thankfully we've always had stunt doubles to do it for us. So we've always kind of lucked out in that department. They were always very safe to us. And a lot of people say, you know, when I go to autograph signings and stuff, that's probably what I get asked the most. Does Sam really hurt you on the show? And fortunately, she doesn't. Either we have a stunt double doing the really painful stuff, or whatever she's throwing at me or doing to me, it's always fake. Like whenever she would throw fruit at me or something, which happened several times on the show. It was always like a little foam, spongy thing. Where are you right now? I'm at my house right now, on my couch in my living room. Hi, Salma. How was it recording the last episode of iCarly? The last episode, it was definitely a roller coaster of emotion. It was really special, just knowing that this was going to be kind of our last few days together. So we were really trying to, make the most of it. But when it came down to shooting our last day and our last scenes, our last few shots together, it started getting really sad. And actually, I don't remember who took the video. It was either my mom or my brother. They were on set, and they have a video of Dan at the top of Carly's stairs announcing, like, that's a wrap on iCarly. And we all just started bawling, and you could see me in the corner just running to people and just hugging them and crying, and it was just a mess. It was waterworks all day long. So it was a little bit embarrassing, but it just goes to show, how much we all cared about each other and how much we knew we were going to miss each other, and what a good time we had together. So it was definitely worth it, even though it was kind of hard at the time. Still friends with the iCarly cast? Absolutely. I could never not be friends with those guys. I mean, we worked together for so long. We've definitely become family, so I definitely plan on being friends with them for the rest of my life. Hi, Sarah and Zoe from London. Do you ever play Minecraft? I don't. I feel like that's one of those where if I did start playing, I would just lose any semblance of a social life that I ever did have. So I'm probably going to stay away from Minecraft. I'm not that talented in the architecture department. Hi, Denisa in California. And Olivia Wells. And Amanda May. And Skeena. And Alex from Mexico. Okay, I'm going to try this social stream thing again. I know I've probably done 5 questions by now, but... Oh my goodness, it goes so fast. Favorite type of cookie? The one that I make. Chocolate chip cookies, definitely. Why did iCarly end? That's actually a really good question. A lot of people think that the show was canceled just because either it wasn't successful anymore, people didn't like it anymore. The fact is, everybody kind of had their own things that were going on. Miranda had her school, and Sam and Kat was becoming a thing, and Gibby was becoming a thing, and Wendell and Vinny was already a thing. So everybody just sort of grew in their own direction, and I think the network also realized that nobody wanted to run the show into the ground. Everybody wanted the show to go out on a high note when people were kind of left wanting more, rather than people just getting tired of it. So I think we ended at the right time, where we were still, popular, and people still liked us, and nobody was tired of us, and people still wanted more, So who knows? Maybe down the road there will be some kind of iCarly reunion, either a show or a movie or just some kind of special or something. Granted, I have no idea whether or not that's going to happen, but it would be super cool to do at some point. Are you recording this? Yes, I am. It says stop broadcast, stop record, which means that I should be. So I hope this works. It changes. Literally, the problem is I do Ustream like once a year. So by the time I start doing another one, and by the time I do it again, everything's going to be completely different. All the buttons are different, and the layout's different. So I have no idea what it's going to be like in the future. But I think I am recording now. Do you know how to cook? I'm just starting to learn how to cook, and I'm not that great right now, but I have to start somewhere, because I finally committed to, eating healthy, and now that I'm living in my own house, I don't have my mom to cook for me or to really be there to show me how to cook, so I'm kind of having to learn on my own.